guys, and welcome to Crafting with Crystal. Today I'm going to show you how to make a piano explosion box. Now, I don't have the box with me because we already gifted it to the person and she absolutely loved it. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I share fun and easy to follow card making and crafting tutorials. Let's make it. Hi guys. So to make any explosion box, as usual, and I will explain every time I make an explosion box, just in case someone is looking at this video for the first time, you need two pieces of paper. One piece which is 12 inches by 12 inches for the actual box itself, and one piece which is 6 1/16 by 6 1/16 for the cover of the box. This is how you measure 1/16. You're looking at 6 inches up here, and it's 1 point of the 6 inches. All right, so let's get started with that. You're taking your 12 by 12 sheet of paper and you're scoring it at 4 and 8. You're going to turn it and score at 4 and 8. You're taking your 6 1/16 by 6 1/16 sheet and you're scoring it at 1 inch on every side. It should look like this. You're going to take both pieces of paper and fold and burnish on all your score lines. And now let's do some cutting. We're going to cut the cover first. To cut the cover, you're holding it like this, taking one of these corners. You're cutting up exactly on the score line, and then you're cutting a sliver off each of the sides of this tab here. You're going to turn and cut it the same way. Your paper should look like this, with 4 tabs going in 4 different directions. We're going to cut the main box now. To cut this main box, you're going to cut off one piece here. You're going to cut this completely off at these 2 score lines. You're going to cut this one off. And for this one, you're simply going to cut along this score line and stop right here. Your paper should look like this, with 3 pieces missing on these ends. That are these I just cut off, and 1 flap here. Let's stick these together. So to stick your cover together, you're simply folding back one of these tabs, putting glue all over, lining it up perfectly with this here, and closing it down. You're gonna turn and do the same thing. Put your glue, line it up square. That's your cover. To stick this one down, we're gonna stick this onto here like so to make a wall. So you're gonna put a lot of glue and stick it like this. This should be dry by now, so let's test to see if our box is closing. And our box is closing perfectly. Now, the second step with our explosion box is we're going to decorate the outside of the box. So we're going to decorate out here, the sides of these, and the top of our box. So to decorate the sides of this box, I have designed piano keys. I have white keys and I have black keys. I'm also going to design a small piano for the top, so I have keys for the top as well. So I'm going to put these here. I'm going to build all these piano keys together right now. I've cut 4 pieces of black cardstock. We're going to layer this exactly so they're cut 4 by 4 exactly in this to cover the entire span of the paper. However, we're going to design the keys on top of this and then stick it on. So let's go ahead and do that now. You're going to make sure you leave a little space between the keys so you can see the black paper at the bottom. So I'm finished with one. By the way, the size of these keys are 1/2 inch by 4 inches, and I've slightly rounded the corners to make it look like a piano key. Anytime you do it like this, because they're 1/2 inch and this is 4 inches, you're definitely going to get some overlap. We're going to cut that off after. Right? So I'm going to add the black keys now. Okay, so I've started putting on the black keys. The black keys measure 3/8 of an inch by 2 3/4 inches, and you're sticking them on like so. So you're sticking one and then another one here. Then you're skipping one and then sticking one here, here, and here. So this is the side of your box. I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to bring another piece here. And then because there was a piece here missing here, you need to put a piece right here. So I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to stick it halfway on this. So now I'm going to do all the white on this one. So I finished the second one. We had one here, which will suggest that it's like this if we were to carry it on for a piano, which means you're going to put one on this end so that when they meet at the end, it would look like the keys are going straight across. And stick half of it here, just like the other side. And now we're going to continue. So this will be like overlapping here, and then this will start here. Now we have to skip one and continue. I hope you follow. When I'm finished with all, I'll show you how it looks. Okay guys, so I'm actually finished. Oh my god, this was so amazing. And it looks so amazing. So this is for the top of the box. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually cut off all the extras, all the extra pieces, keeping it in the order that I have it here. So I'm going to move the box and the cover. I'm going to just move these up like that, and then I'm going to turn these around and I'm going to cut them all at 4 by 4, right? So as you can see, there is a continuation of 2 keys, 3 keys, 2 keys, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. And I'm going to stick these to the outside of my box now and get that ready. So let's do that. Okay, now that we've added so many layers to the outside of our box, I'm going to just make sure that our cover is still fitting nicely on the top of our box and it hasn't gotten too tight. And the cover is still fitting in our box, but I feel as though it's a little too snug. So I am actually going to make a 6 1/8 by 6 1/8 cover and see if it fits a little better. Remember our last cover was 6 1/16, so this one is going to be 6 1/8. Let me see if that will give me a little more wiggle room. I don't like boxes fitting so tight because when you try to force the cover on it too often, it will start ripping the actual box. Okay, so this should be dry now. Let's see how the 6 1/8 by 6 1/8 box fits. See, there's a little bit larger than the other one, so let's see how it fits. Much better, much better. Let's get to this design this box. I'm going to keep this for another box. Just to mention that this box is modeled after, I think it's Melis, And I modeled the box after hers. I found it on Pinterest, and I'm designing it based on the outside of this box is designed based on her box. The inside is completely my design. I've printed some Yamaha brand signs, and I'm going to stick them on the side of the box. So I got some designs for the top of my box. I have a happy birthday sign in blue because that's our girl's favorite color. I cut this out a couple times so I could layer it, and I cut the treble cloth all out a couple times. So I love this glitter foam that I have. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna layer this up with a whole bunch of plain treble cloths, and we're gonna use that to put at the top of our box. I'm going to start by putting Yamaha on all the sides of the box. That looks really beautiful. For the top of our box, we're going to layer this little piano on top of this gold piece here. And I'm going to put the two treble clefs to stand on the piano like this. I'm going to put 16 standing next to them, and happy birthday right here. And I'm going to make the happy birthday lean up like this with a little support at the back. I'm going to make this, it's 2 inches by 1 inches. I scored it at every ½ inch, and I'm just going to make a little piece like this to stick so, and that's going to act as the upright for the sentiment. Okay, my glue gun is warm, so the first thing I'm going to stick is the 6. I think it's a little too tall, so I'm making it a little more flat. That's perfect. So I'm going to stick this down first. And then I'm going to stick the happy birthday on it. So yeah, that looks really beautiful. And now to hide all this glue, we're going to put some ribbon. I have this amazing ribbon. I'm just going to take my scissors, take the ribbon, and hold it to the end and pull on the scissors like this for it to come like this. So I'm going to cut some of this ribbon, and I'm just going to stick it down on its own like so. I actually kind of just like how this looks. It's looking really simple. It's still giving you the 16. You're seeing the beautiful ribbon hanging there, and you have the happy birthday. And I'm going to leave it just like so, and it's going to go on top of the box like this. I'm going to stick this on a piece of foam. Got a whole bunch of glue at the back, and now we're going to stick it down, center it. That's perfect. So the top of our box is done, and so is the base. We're going to just bring this back in here, put it again to see how our box looks, and our box looks absolutely beautiful. Let's decorate the inside of the box. I'm going to put the top to the side. The recipient of this box is a brilliant musician, and we wanted to showcase a lot of musical items inside of the box. So what I've decided is that we're going to do a concert background on this side, and on this side of the box we're going to do a wall for different musical instruments and bands. So to make our concert background, we're going to build a stage with some curtains and a box on top. You're going to need the backing for this side of the box, which is just a black piece of paper that is 3 15/16 by 3 15/16. We're going to leave that here, and we're going to build the curtains, the top of the stage, and the base of the stage. I'm going to do the scoring for all of these things at the same time. So the top of the stage, you need a piece of paper that is 5 3/8 by 1 1/4. For the base of the stage, you need a piece of paper that is 3 by 5 7/8. And the curtains for your stage in 2 inches by 2 and 13/16. This is 13/16. It's 1 point above 3/4. Let's score the curtains first, and you're simply scoring these every 1/4 of an inch. For your stage top, you're scoring on the 1 1/4 side at 3/8 and 3/4, and you're scoring on the 5 3/8 side at 3/8, 3/4, then you're jumping all the way across to 4 5/8 and 5. So it should look like this. And you're scoring on the 3 side for the stage base at 1/2, 1, 2, and 2 1/2. Then you're turning on the 5 7/8 side and scoring on 1/2, 1, 4 7/8, and 5 3/8. Fold and burnish in all your score lines. For this one, you're doing an accordion fold, so you're going forward and then back. And you're going to do the same thing to this side. So these are done, and you could leave them as they are, but we have to cut these two. For this one, we're cutting it like this. Up these 2 sides. Right, so you're cutting these up like this. And it should look like this with these 2 cut up like so. You're going to cut this like so. And this like so. So it almost looks like a step. Right, so you're going to do the same thing to the side. You're leaving this like so, cutting this here, and then cutting this part off. Right, so it should look like that. For these, I want you to make a little sliver cut like this. And another one like so. So now let's stick this together. To stick this together, you're going to put some glue here and stick it onto here, so it makes a perfect square. Do it on the other side. You can cut a sliver off this one here, just a tiny bit, and the top. Right, now you're going to turn this down, put glue here, and stick this like so, and do the same thing on the other side. So that's your box for the curtains. You're going to leave that up there, and let me show you how to cut this one. So to cut this one, you're cutting up to the score line on all 4 of these on each side. You're going to cut this off at an angle cut this one off as well, and the other 2. You're going to cut this one like so, and so, and then cut these at an angle like so. this one up to this score line. You're going to cut an angle, and you're going to turn around and do the same thing on the other side. It should look like this. And now we're going to stick these like this. See, they meet almost perfectly. Let's put some glue. I will turn this down this way and make sure this meets square right here. And the other side. And you're doing the same thing to the other side. So you turn this in, turn this back, and put some glue. Making sure it sticks like here. Now we're just going to leave this to dry for 2 minutes, and in the meantime we're going to mark this up here, make sure it's fitting perfectly, and we're going to stick this now. We're going to stick all these things on this and then stick this onto the back there. So let's go ahead and do that. Just put glue on top of the back here, all over the back. And stick this to the very top of your layer. You're going to put glue at the top of this entire thing. And you're going to stick these up inside like so. Same with this one. And you're holding it like this and sticking it on the inside all the way to the end of this. Just like so. So those are your stage curtains. And now we're going to open this. It should be dry. And stick these like this. And we're going to stick this down so. So let's put a little glue here. Here. Here and here. And we're just going to hold it down because you can't get a clip inside there to close it. So you're going to hold it down like this and make sure it's stuck. Right, it's stuck down perfectly. And now I wouldn't stick this to this just yet because this is the base of your stage. You see how beautiful that looks? It looks like an actual stage. I am going to stick this onto the box now. So put glue all over the end, the back of this piece. And we're going to stick this down to the very top of here. Just like so. So we're finished sticking this down, but we're not going to stick it down just yet because what we want to do before we stick the stage down is to put the flooring here because this is going on the floor. So you're just going to put this aside and we're going to stick down our floor of our concert hall. As usual, this piece is 3 15/16 by 3 15/16, and I'm sticking it directly to the bottom here. Making sure that our pieces get closed once it's in there. And we're going to put a layer on top of that, which is a wooden layer. And we're going to center this on top here. And even before we put in the stage, we're going to decorate this side here. I have a beautiful piece of brick that we're going to stick in on the side here. I'm just marking it up to make sure, and I have to cut off a little sliver off. If you could see there, you see it's on the other side and you shouldn't be. So I'm going to cut a little sliver off of here. That much. When I mark it up again, it fits perfectly. So we're going to decorate this before we put it on there. When you're decorating this, you have to be mindful that there's a space that you can't decorate. So my line for decorating is at this brick here, because if I put anything past here, then you wouldn't see it on this side. right? So this is how it looks, and I'm going to decorate this now. So to decorate this piece, I've printed a whole bunch of albums, vinyl albums that the person who's receiving this absolutely loves. These are 1 1/16 square. I'm gonna cut these at 1 inch by 1 inch squares. So I have these 3, and they're going to be layered on these like so. Right, so I'm going to decorate this piece for the wall of our box over here with these and some musical sort of paraphernalia, because our recipient likes to play the guitar, the piano, and the trumpet. I'm going to start with, I'm thinking, right, so one's going to go all the way in this corner, and one's going to be centered, and one's going to be up on top like this. I think I like it right here. Very good. So you're going to start with Beach Boys. I love this. This looks so absolutely beautiful. So we're going to stick this to the box right now. Look at that. It's really coming together, guys. Okay, right. So now we can stick this right now as well, because nothing else is coming here. So you're putting glue at the back, the base, and the wall for this one, like this, on 3 sides. And now we're going to stick it inside like this. Tell me that doesn't look like a really cute little concert venue or nightclub. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh. Right, now we have to decorate these 2 sides here, and these 2 sides are super simple. So the first thing we're going to do down here is we're going to, of course, put it in gold, because we're using a lot of gold in this box. So then I printed 2 of her favorite albums. So I'm going to cut all of these things out with this cutter right now with my Big Shot machine. So I got it all cut out. Like I said, I cut these out so they will be 3 3/4. Cut it just at the top, and then I'm going to try to measure 3 3/4. Right, let's see if we can get this cut the same way. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pocket out of these 2. So I'm going to score it right at the end of it, right? Perfect. To make it look like an actual album, right? And then I'm going to try to score it at the 3 7/8. So if I put this like this, and this is 3 7/8, oh, right. So I'm going to put it like this and see if I get 3 7/8. Let me see. Perfect. Oh my gosh, right. Perfect. So now it looks like an actual album, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this on the inside and fold this. So I'm going to cut. Let me see how much I have to cut off. I'm going to make a little mark here. Maybe go in a little bit, right? And I'm going to cut off this much. So this lines up with 3 7/8. I'm going to line this up with 3 7/8 as well. And cut. I'm thinking that we're going to stick this here. Perfect. And then here. And then we're going to put the records in them like so. Oh my god, look how perfect it'll fit. Perfect. Right, good. So let's do that. So see how these 2 looks like a case for a vinyl record. This is perfect. I'm going to make holes where she could take out her cards at the bottom here. So I have to measure it and make a mark at 2. And I'm going to measure it along this one and make the mark at the same 2. And I'm gonna punch a little round. Perfect. And then I'm gonna line this up with this one and try to get it the same place. Perfect. Let's stick them down. So we're gonna stick, first we're gonna stick this closed here. We're gonna run some in here, glue, sorry, and close it. And then we're gonna run glue out here. Let's move let's just take a little sliver off the side so you won't see it. Right. Right, so this is like her vanilla. Right? And we're gonna close this one as well. Right. So now we can stick this onto this and then stick it onto this. Her record onto it like so, leaving a little more space to the front. Let's stick the other side down. Perfect. So now let's make the cards for in here. We have 2 cards and I was thinking we can make an easel card for her. So this is going to be stuck like this. I'm going to fold this back for an easel feature. This was very easy to make. I don't have to show you how to make this. I took a piece of paper that was 4 inches by just about 7 inches, folded it in half and then cut it out, leaving a little piece off the cutter so that I can get the easel feature in the card. I did the same for this one. So to make an easel card, you need a base card with a fold like this. Right? I am going to put, so this is Bruno Mars's actual album. We got a copy of it online. So I'm going to stick this on top here. I'm going to open it like so and stick mummies with like so. So we have to find something to put in the middle here to stop the easel and present it like this. I found a really cute tiny heart. I'm going to try to put it up on a dimensional, and then I'm going to put a heart in the middle here like this. So now this will stick like this. So this is the card that she could just present whenever she wants to. Comes like this, closes, and then she opens it like this. And I'm going to put a record at the back just for deco. So this looks like the front of your record, this looks like the back of your record, and then she can. So this goes in here. Perfect. And the next one we're going to do, it's from Daddy. I'm going to actually cut this a little smaller. We're going to stick this on the inside. An actual record to the front of this one, like so. And in the middle of the record, I'm going to just put some deco like this. Oh my gosh, this looks so cute. And this goes in here. So that's it for the box. And there's one more surprise for you that I did for her that I'm not doing on screen because it just took me way too long to do it. I made a miniature piano for her. How cute is this? And it fits right in the middle here. And you're going to close up the box, and that's it. joining me while we made the most amazing piano explosion box. How cute was that box? This is the perfect gift for any pianist or any musicians. As you saw, listen, this girl plays 3 instruments and I incorporated all the other instruments on the inside. The piano box is just chef's kiss. Or maybe I could say crafter's kiss. If you like this video, be sure to give me an actual thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any content, and stay crafty, my friends. If you'd like to support my channel, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com, and you're looking for @CrystalBest. Thank you.